Hi guys, I'm Lee Brown, owner of Brown's Automotive Solutions in Fulton, Mississippi. And this is my first video, and me and my son have been working on his 97 Ram here. He's 15 years old, be getting his driver's license soon. So we've rescued this truck from the junkyard. We've had to do some things to it. We had to put a transfer case in. It was busted. That was what was making it not run, how we obtained it. The front bumper, the grill was crushed in a small accident. So we fixed that. We've got a Warn transformer brush guard with a 12,000 pound winch. We put some BF Goodrich 35-inch tires, KM3, and we've got to the point where we're going to be working on the front end. And I've had a lot of people with these trucks at my shop ask me how to get rid of death wobble, or you know, the tires wearing bad. And one of the problems that plague these trucks is the Y-style steering that they come with. And so we're going to upgrade to the T-style steering. Now what we're using is a kit from Barnes 4-wheel drive that uses GM 1-ton tie rod ends and DOM tubing with their custom inserts that they make in-house. So I'm going to make this video of the process we use to convert your Y to a T-style steering using the Barnes 4-wheel drive kit. But first I'm going to show you why we are doing this and what the problem is with the Y-style steering. We're going to get it on the alignment rack. We're going to go to the shop, get it to the alignment rack, get it up on the rack, and I'm going to show you with real world values why this is a bad design and why it wears tires, what happens when it starts death wobbling because of the toe moving while you're going down the road, hitting bumps or anything like that. Usually if you hear people talk about death wobble, something usually initiates the death wobble. They hit a bump, death wobble starts. And it usually, almost 90% of the time, comes from a toe out issue instead of toe in. If you look at your feet and you point your toes out and start walking, you will wobble just like your truck does. But if you take your toes and point them towards each other and start walking straight, you will go in a straight line. This kind of is a visual to show you what's happening while you're going down the road. So usually what causes toe out? Okay, it could be worn parts. Okay, a tie rod goes bad, it's going to naturally want to go out. Especially if you have your steering arms on the front. If you have them on the back, that's a different ball game. But most vehicles, most trucks, the steering bars are on the front. So things that could cause toe out issue is, one, with a Y-style steering, when you hit a bump, the toe goes out already. So to overcome your Y-style steering, you could adjust a little more toe in than what the factory wants you to do. That way when you hit the bumps, but that's just a band-aid. You could replace the worn parts, another band-aid. When they wear, death wobble again, or tire wear. So we're going to fix it all together, put a straight bar straight across, lock the wheels together, and then put a steering bar onto that bar. And I'm going to show you why on the alignment machine, before and after we fix the problem. So here we go. Alright, so we got the truck on the alignment rack, showing you the factory Y-style steering. You can see, starting from the passenger side, you have the tie rod that hooks on the wheel, goes to the pitman arm as one arm, and on the driver's side it hooks to the passenger side tie rod and goes over to the driver's side tie rod end. The reason why this is a bad design is we have this spot right here, this Y, where it Ys, and we've got it on the alignment rack to show you what happens when you go down the road and hit bumps. So right now it's at ride height. We've got it on the alignment machine, and you see we have some worn out parts, but our toe is right here, and it's gonna go, it's towed in right now. Positive number means that it's towed in. So I'm gonna get Anthony to pull down on the truck and you can watch it go down. All right, you see that toe has changed. Now it's back up. Go again. and now it's back down. Now it goes up. All he is doing is flexing the suspension up and down, up and down. And every time you do that, the tires move in and out, wearing your tires, making your tires not last long. So we're going to be converting to a T-style steering from Barnes four-wheel drive. Now we're going to show you how to do that. We're going to get it off the alignment rack and get it over there and show you how to do that. All right, guys, this is Lee Brown. Today we are working on my son's 97 Ram four-wheel drive. We saw in the last video where he had factory Y-style steering and was having a lot of problems with it, wearing tires, and we had also some worn ball joints. We went ahead and took care of that, and we're swapping over to the Barnes four-wheel drive T-style steering. So I'm going to show you some of the components before we install this and put this together. So first component, you're going to get 2 pieces of DOM tubing, and you can see the size and thickness of this. This will last for a long time. You will never need to replace this unless you bash it on some kind of crazy rocks or something. But it's very strong, and we have some inserts that will go in the end and weld. We've already got that done. We've got these measured to the perfect size. These inserts will come in and you will weld around. There's even a relief joint here where you can fill it in with weld. You'll end up with a threaded insert. You'll do that on both ends. There's a left and a right threaded end. You'll get a tie rod in, a GM 1-ton tie rod in with a lock nut. And the way we measured these for our particular Ram here is we put it on the alignment machine, but you could do it without alignment machine. We measured from tie rod end to tie rod end, center to center, and we came up with 61 inches for our main bar that goes from wheel to wheel. So what we did was we laid out the tie rod ends. We threaded them in halfway. As you can see, we threaded them in halfway, put the nuts right here on one side and just fit the nut in, and then we laid the other one, made it 61 inches, and then marked where we would cut our pipe. Then we did 36 inches for our steering bar. And the problem with this Dodge is we do not have the right holes for a GM 1-ton tie rod end. So also from Barnes four-wheel drive, you can get a reamer. It will look like this, the 1-ton GM tie rod reamer. And so next I'm going to show you how to use this reamer. We already have both spindles reamed already. The only other joint you would have to ream is the pitman arm, and I'm going to show you how to do that now. We're going to take the pitman arm off, put it in a vise, and I'll show you how to ream it. Alright guys, as I said in the last video, we're going to be reaming the pitman arm. We've already got the spindles reamed for the GM 1-ton tie rod end, and so now we're going to ream the pitman arm. I wanted to show you a little trick that I do when I'm reaming out holes for the bigger tie rods. Is I took in our kit, we're going to have this one joint here that will be on the passenger side. As you can see, it's got the GM 1-ton hole already mated for the drag link bar going to the pitman arm. So what I do is I take my reamer and I put it in this hole, and right where it touches, I'll put a paint pen. As you can see, I got yellow marks all the way around. This gives me a little bit of a guide. I want to at least go to there to ream out this hole here. I want to at least go to that yellow mark. I may have to go a little more. I've got my tie rod here to just check it every now and then. You can always just go slow, check it, and fit it as you go and get it to where it's perfect, where you can put the nut on and still get a Carter pin in. So now I'm going to show you how to ream it. Alright guys, I got the pitman arm chucked up in the vise. I got my drill with the reamer on it. I've already reamed it out a little bit so the video wouldn't be so long, but I'm going to show you. I got my mark on my reamer that I showed you. I'm going to go that mark, and we're going to take the tie rod in and just test fit it as we go and see if we can get a good seat. Make sure on the back end that we can put the nut and the cotter pin. Just a little bit more. That's great. All right, I'm gonna spin it around where you can see how many threads I have stuck out, and you can see that when we put the nut on, the cotter pin is going to be able to go through the castle nut. So that's part of reaming. Just you take it slow, a little bit at a time, make your mark so you get a good just starting point of where to go to. I always go to the mark and then I go just a little bit, put it in, go a little bit, put it in. Did the same thing on the spindles. The pitman arm's a little harder. They're usually a little thicker, so it takes a little bit longer, and you'll have to go past the mark a little more on the pitman arm. So we're going to throw the pitman arm on, then I'll show you what the new style T steering looks like and how we hook it up. All right, guys, so we got both spindles reamed. We have the pitman arm reamed. We have it back installed. And now we're ready to install the arms, the tow arm and the drag link. So if you look on our long bar, we have the passenger side has the special tie rod for the drag link to connect to, so that's going to go on the passenger side. So we're going to go ahead and install it. All right, so we have that bar installed. Now we're going to install the bar that goes from the pitman arm to the tow bar. All right, now that we got those installed, I'm going to shut it off. We're going to tighten up the nuts, put the cotter pins in, and I'll show you what we have finished product. All right, guys, so here's the finished product, the T steering upgrade. You can see we've got the special tie rod in over on this side that has the hole built in for the drag link. We've got a straight bar going across to the other side. You can really clearly see the difference in the pipe here that's used. And we're connected here, and now we go up to the pitman arm. I'll swing around this way. You can see the pitman arm here, how we have it over. We put everything the way it was. So this is what Barnes 4-wheel drive calls the under the knuckle tie rod kit. You can see it goes up through and the nuts on top, and then here on our pitman arm it goes down through the top, and this is all the way drooped down. I don't see any bad angle right here that's going to cause us any problem. It should work really well. Now we're going to throw the brake. We put ball joints on this truck, so now we're going to throw the axles and the brakes back on, get it over in the alignment machine, and I'll show you that the toe doesn't move now when we bounce it up and down. That's what we're trying to fix here. Get rid of what some people call death wobble on Jeeps. This would work on a Jeep. This would work also on a, this is a 1/2 ton pickup. It would work on 3/4 ton, 1 ton. The only thing I see with a 3/4 ton or 1 ton is right here Barnes four-wheel drive also sells the 1-inch offset tie rod, where I've got just a center. That would help clear. You can see here, we don't have a lot of clearance, but we have a Dana 44 up front. If you had a Dana 60, you would probably have a little clearance issues here with this bar. And so they sell a 1-inch offset tie rod, so look into that. So we're going to put this back together, get it on the alignment machine, and I'll show you what we got. Alright guys, so we're setting the toe on all of our new Barnes four-wheel drive steering linkage. You see we've got the toe and the steer head right. If you look over here, you've got two nuts, or you've got a nut and then the pipe that's welded with the lock nut. You're gonna adjust that by just spinning this bar. You got it on each side, and then tighten them up there. That's what you do to set the toe. Then on a straight axle like this with a T-style steering, you've got your drag link bar that goes up the pitman arm. Once you set the toe, you're done with alignment wise. This bar here is only for straightening the steering wheel. So once my steer head is zero, just like this, I will get somebody in the vehicle to sit in it, and I will turn that drag link until they get the steering wheel straight. So now I'm going to show you, I'm going to get Anthony to bounce up and down on the front end here in just a second, and I'll show you. You're going to be watching this total toe. If you remember on our first initial video, it moved more than 1/4 degree when he moved the suspension up and down, and now you're going to see that it doesn't move at all, hardly. So go ahead, Anthony, move it up and down. You see that it went from 6 to maybe 9. 09, 06 is about all it did. So that shows you what we did to upgrade to the T-style steering and what we were fixing. There's a lot less moving parts here. These parts are not going to go bad for a long time. He's just going to be weekend wheeling it, and it's got 35-inch BF Goodrich tires. Just nothing out of the ordinary, just kind of a trail rig that he can daily drive. So I hope you enjoyed this Y-style to T-style steering. More videos to come later.